In today's Urbandoned video, we are sharing a different sort of exploration than we have in the past. This time we are unable to venture too deeply into this stunning derelict church because moments after we access the property, police officers show up and force us to end our visit early. We figured it would be interesting to show you what happened and how we deal with an urbex situation that doesn't go to plan. We're coming!
Alright.
Remember to click subscribe and press the notification bell to never miss a video. Last week we hosted our 20,000 subscriber print giveaway and were overwhelmed by responses. We placed all the names into a random generator to select 3 winners. Congratulations to Stuart, David and Sharon as you won the prizes. We will message you on our previous video to sort out delivery. Commiserations to everyone else who entered, but thank you for the resounding support as we couldn't be more grateful. Now, let's get into the explore. On our trip down south a week ago, this was one of our failed visits. It was an abandoned church we had seen sparsely on social media and had tracked it down knowing it was near to where we were headed. The ornate structure isn't being maintained well, and within no time we were inside. We wouldn't know this yet, but we had been sighted and considered sketchy on the street, meaning police were already en route.
This is the main entrance door. Wow, this stained glass is really nice. It's in like a curve. Cheers, lad. See scaffolding here as well. That's all coming. You're obviously trying to keep it up with the scaffolding on long after it closed.
Dating back to the early 1900s, the House of God boasts incredible architecture with a huge organ, intact stained glass and curved pews. We would have loved to film a proper in-depth video. At this point we started to hear shouting from outside, but we half presumed it was just passersby calling to each other. Looking back, it was probably officers shouting at us from the road. In a second you can see footage filmed by our friend of an officer banging on the entrance door to the chapel. Then you join us silently awaiting our fate, convinced that police were actually on site.
It was definitely, you heard the radio. We're coming! Alright. Well, this is a shit.
Come in.
Right, come over here.
Alright.
Is this how you got in?
Yeah.
Right, come on now.
Taking no chances.
Right, one at a time.
Yeah.
That's not worth it, lad.
Yeah. There's this first.
How many of them are there?
4, including me. Yeah.
At least it wasn't good through the door. Uh-oh.
Be careful.
Alright.
Next.
Stand there.
You need stuff? Mind your hair taken down?
Oh, good.
Mind your foot in.
I'll be strong.
Alright, over against the wall. Over.
Right, be careful as you come down, alright? Any more?
No, that's
That's it, is it?
Aye.
Right, what are you doing?
We didn't make that.
What was you doing over the road? By the houses across the road?
Absolutely. He's waiting to jump in.
Just waiting now.
Control 102.
Why do you think it's alright to be in there?
We know there's people that have.
Could you just double check that these guys haven't actually caused any damage or break into anything, just been seen going into the church?
Right, so how do we know you've not damaged that? So you
There's a
can't...
camera there, you can check.
Yeah, but that doesn't stop us arresting you all now for burglary, does it?
Yeah, just wanted to confirm they've not tried to break into any houses, caused any damage anyway. Have they broken the law?
Right, you're going to be searched under section 1 of PACE, okay, to make sure you've got no items on you.
Yeah, big one.
Going
Yeah, so
in
come
or
here, mate.
anything
Push
like
them.
that. Obviously, the reasons are quite obvious.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
right.
you've broken into a derelict building. You
Take
shouldn't
back
be
down
in.
there.
Yeah, sure, mate.
BC used to touch. Okay, you're entitled to a copy of the search at the end of this, or pretty much from the police station. Okay, keep your hands where I can see them, don't put them in your pockets.
After lining us against the wall and briefly questioning our motives, the officers take us one by one for individual interviews and bag searches. With multiple people talking at once, it gets a bit trickier to understand what we are saying, so I selected some of the more interesting parts.
How old are you? 18. Oh yeah? You're very young for 18. Which one?
Can you imagine how strange it looks? All people going in and out. You scare the neighbours. Yeah, young someone
Cool, right, you can put that stuff back in your pocket. Cool beans. There's your phone in it.
Most of the officers were very reasonable and fair, which is what we find is the case for similar scenarios we've gotten ourselves in. They are intrigued by our cars and head there next for a thorough search of the interior.
Good. All good, mate. That's right. Do you want to give me your details? You don't have to, but you can't get a copy of the slip, obviously, if I don't know who you are, because I'm not writing it out to you. No?
Guys, I appreciate what you're doing, but you've upset the neighbours and it is still civil trespass, whether you think you know the law about burglary, etc. You shouldn't be in there because it's dangerous as well. Alright? I'm not going to teach you all suck eggs, you probably know the answer to that already.
Just don't come back, basically, because the neighbours are going to keep ringing every time they see you. Alright?
Do you want to go with him?
Oh, you got that way?
Is it go Rico in?
Yeah.
YouTube, something like that?
Yeah, I would have, yeah. YouTube, Instagram. No. I have a hunch he'll gather. That's his.
That's yours, like a helicopter.
Down here, it's a white Clio. It's going to be a lot to search.
There's nothing illegal. Does anyone know that you do this stuff?
Yeah.
So you tell people in advance that so if what happens if something happens to you whilst you're in one of these, let's be honest, dangerous buildings.
Yeah, you get them up. If we pick with it, straight into the building like that.
And I'm not accusing you guys of being difficult, but what I mean is if you run into something that's a bit iffy. You've all guys have got people around on you.
From what we gathered, neighbours had called the police on us, but possibly not even for being inside the church. The police were interested in our loitering prior to entry, which might indicate what the call was about.
Are you guys sleeping in your cars or?
No. We've done camping site.
Do a lot of trips, isn't it?
I think this is our first one.
You have your driving licence. Where's your driving licence?
It's in my bag, which is in the front. It's on the chair. Oh, that one there.
We hope you enjoyed watching one of our fails. Let us know if you'd like to see more in the future, although we prefer we didn't have any to show.
What got you guys into this hobby and all that?
Local places, I think. We just started going after when we're friends, and then we just met new friends from doing it over like social media and forums and stuff like that.
Okay. Is this your most up-to-date address on here?
Yeah.
You've come.
Take it, safe, like it.
Of course. In case anything bad goes wrong, you know. There's enough of us that one of us can get out and try to sort something.
Are you guys planning to do any more of this stuff in? You don't need to tell me the truth.
In what, sorry?
Planning to do any more abandoned buildings in?
No, not in.
How did you come to this building specifically, or did you just drive around?
Yeah. I saw this one. Someone else did it a couple of weeks ago, and then I tracked it down through like the outside of it and found it.
Guys, I was going to say my colleagues when you come to understand that you guys you have an interest in old buildings and stuff like that, and you want to do film and stuff like that, but I have to understand at the same time that we've come from a different path. There's half a dozen heroin needles there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So you give the character of these people. Sort of drug high, something like that, experience some sort of spice and stuff like that. He's not going to be expecting someone else to come up to. To be honest, people who normally are doing drugs are a bit jumpy. Yeah. Because they don't want to get arrested or they don't want to go back to prison because they have some sort of bail condition to do that. So they might react volatile. I understand that you've done your experience and stuff like that, guys, but ultimately, I wouldn't suggest you do it, but I can't make you do anything you can't do.
We'll clear off.
Alright, guys.
Yeah, we're good.
Have a nice day, guys.
Take care, guys.
Thank you.
Be careful, man.
Remember why you've been searching everything?
Of course, yeah.
And how it looks like.
Stay safe, be careful,
Thank
don't
you.
come back here.
Sorry for wasting the time. Remember to like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe. Okay, back to the road. Here is the single image we managed to capture from this fail. If you like the look of it, feel free to check out our Instagram page below where we post photos from our explores months before they are seen on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We are back from a week-long trip of exploring with many new videos filmed, possibly some of our favourite to date. Be on the lookout for them. See you next time.